Okay, it's time to start another project here. The sickle mower that I've been posting all the videos on is still working great, so thank goodness we got that out of the way. Now, here's the next thing we need to get done. This is my 94 Powerstroke. It is a turbo diesel, first of the Powerstrokes. And the story behind this thing and why it's looking like it is right now is it's a low mileage truck. I've had it since 2001. And it had some body rot, and it was really crusty underneath, really rusty, but luckily the frame's not rusted through anything. I tore this apart last fall hoping I could get this half-ass restoration done over the winter and go racing this year. Well, sometimes things happen and you don't get to do what you want to do. But anyway, things are starting to get back to normal around here, and I'm ready to start back on this truck. And would really like to have it going before racing season starts next year so I can pull my trailer down to the track and do some racing in my 64 Fairlane. But my plans were, okay, the bed was really rusty. It's over here. Actually, this red and silver bed, a maroon and silver bed, is a rust-free bed that I bought for it. You'll see a little bit on that wheel lip. Actually, I think it's paint bubbles. But this bed is unbelievably solid. It's got some dents in it. When I first seen it in the junkyard, I seen this pretty good sized dent right here, and I thought, I don't want that piece of junk. Then when I got up close to it, I said, holy crap, this is a really solid bed. It's unbelievable looking underneath. The only actual rot at all that is in it is where the where a gooseneck had been mounted to the truck I got it off of. You can see that right there. I think underneath that truck box there, I think it's a small rust hole which I can fix. But anyway, I got this thing for 198 bucks, completely rust free, and I couldn't believe it. But this is the bed I'm replacing. It was on my black truck. You can see it was rotted out bad. I had painted this thing in like 2002, not long after I bought it. It's rotted out there. Underneath, these bed braces are gone so bad, all of them need replaced. And this bed was cheaper than all the patch panels would have cost for this thing. Not to mention all the tedious welding and body work. So that was that part of it. Also, like I said, the frame on this truck was really bad looking underneath. That's why I stripped it down like this. I wanted to sandblast all that frame. And as you can see, I got some sandblasting done over the winter before I had to stop. But the humidity has made a little bit of rust start to grow back. So what I'm going to try to get done today is go back over it real fast with the sandblaster. Shouldn't take nowhere near as long as it did to actually blast the thick rust that was on it off. But this is going to be a pretty big job, of course. But it's not going to be a complete restoration. I'm not pulling the bed off this truck. This truck runs fine, and I don't want to tear all that stuff out of it. But I sandblasted as much as I possibly could on the floor pans. Took all the braces out that I could get to here. As you can see, the cab brace is gone. I had to grind all those rivets out. The reason I did all that, this one I didn't, because you can actually get to it, get to the rust. But the reason I took them other braces out is because I wanted to get to the spots you couldn't get to with the sandblaster without removing those braces. And when I put them back in, we'll just use 8 grade bolts. But that's my agenda for today. Even though it's too hot to do sandblasting, I'm sick of waiting for this hot weather to break. It's been 100-degree heat indexes every day for the last 3 weeks. And I've been trying to wait it out, and I'm tired of waiting. So I'm going to go ahead and endure the heat. I probably won't work as hard as I would during the fall and winter, but I'll get done what I can get done. Hopefully my sandblaster won't give me any trouble through all the humidity. But that's the thing for today. I want to try to get all this rust off of here, the surface rust. And hopefully tomorrow morning I will start doing some painting on this part of the floor. The reason I'm going to paint just that first is I need to go ahead and paint the cross member that holds the cab mounts and get it on there. And that way, when I paint the rest of it, I can get these jack stands out of the way and paint that part and hopefully get all this painted, and then we'll go to those braces, redo them with a sandblaster, paint them separately, and get them back on the truck. And then there's the rear end. We're going to have to sandblast all that. Of course, clean all the rust out of the brake assemblies, or the sand. I need to press my leaf spring bushings out. I have some new ones in the house that I ordered back in the winter. I need to press all those out. I need to replace all my brake lines. My brake lines were rusted. The rubber part of them was rotted. So we're just redoing this old truck to make it look good again. But it's a low miles truck, so I think it's worth the trouble to do to it. It's actually a decent truck. It's got new cab corners in it that I put in a couple years ago. I never did put the skin on it. I just welded them up and painted over them with flat black paint because I knew I was going to be redoing the whole truck later. Also have two rust-free fenders. These fenders probably don't look too bad right now, but you can see where they had been fiberglass and it cracked back out. I could weld metal in, but I also found some fenders for 35 bucks a piece. One of them was given to me by a friend a long time ago. The other one I found at Pull Apart, same junkyard I got the bed from. That junkyard is pretty awesome. I got some really good rust-free parts for cheap. Okay, that's all for this 94 Powerstroke project. I'll keep you posted on the progress of this thing. Got a lot of work to do. Okay, we're back about 4 hours later, and I've already got the sandblasting done. It wasn't as bad as I thought. For as humid as it is, my sandblaster did pretty well, thanks to my DeBelvis air dryer and that's hooked on my compressor in the shed. That helped. But there at last it did get stubborn. I think I had some moisture down at the bottom of it. I had to keep unclogging it, which got really aggravating as hot as it is. But we got our frame rails cleaned back up. All the surface rust that grew back. I got the biggest part of it all. Good enough for me to clean it and hopefully do some painting. It's about 3:30 right now, about 96 degrees. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take me a heat break. I'm going to go in, take a cold shower, eat something, probably a nap. And I'll come back here later on tonight and clean up my mess. Tired and shaky. You see the camera shaking. This hot weather makes you weak. I work in this stuff all week long too, and it just, I think you sweat all the good stuff out of your body and just makes you feel tired after about 3 or 4 weeks of it, no matter how many breaks you take or how much you drink. So me and the dog will go in the air conditioning and take a break. And by the way, hang on, here's what you look like when you sandblast in 96 degrees. I know it looks bad, but I'll clean up. That's all for now.